stage. That's good. All right. Hi there. I'm Ginger. I'm with the Nerdery Foundation. Over here running our demo is Michael. He actually represents our two sister companies because he is a graduate from Prime Digital Academy. Yes, Prime. And he's also a current nerd at the Nerdery. So, all three entities represented. You probably know the Nerdery Foundation, my work, through the Overnight Website Challenge. Anyone heard of that? That is, of course, our 24-hour hackathons where technologists from across the community build websites for nonprofits in 24 hours straight. And yes, we do stay up all night, and it's a blast. Over the years, we've been doing this since 2008, and we've together been able to give $7 million in technical services to over 200 nonprofits. Super cool. And a few things we learned. We learned that, oddly enough, nonprofits need more technical assistance than just a brand new website once a year. And from the technical pros out there, not all of you are web developers. Crazy. So you've asked us, how can I get involved? How can I give back to my community? And number one, I'm not a web dev, or I may be, but number two, I certainly do not want to stay up all night. And so we've built NerdKind. All right, I'm not even going to describe to you exactly what it does. We're going to show you, and we're going to sign in as a nerd, a technologist, and some of our screens are kind of slow, so we're going to see how it goes here. Is it going? Oh, is the delay in the screen? Lovely. All right, so we're signing in. All right, we got to a sign-in screen. Yay! Very exciting. We'll see how the Google sign-in works. So you can sign in with Google. Should be pretty fast and painless. We do have an option, of course, if you want to do old school and create a username and password, you can do that as well. So we'll go ahead and do that. And look at that. It's actually working. I love that. We're going to first complete a profile. A profile is going to ask you all the things that you would need to know to get involved in volunteering for a nonprofit. First, your availability. Are you interested in a one-time project, big, small? Do you want an ongoing relationship with a nonprofit where you can support them with maybe like some WordPress updates once a month? Those are the kinds of things that we hear a lot about needing. Then there's some basics. You know, name, contact information, social links, all that stuff. Then we get to some more interesting elements here where you're going to describe your skills. So we tried to take some big buckets like front end, back end, graphic design, DevOps, some of those key areas, and you can click which ones you're interested in offering to nonprofits in need, and then rate yourself between novice and expert. So we trust you, we know you'll be honest with these things, but this is just a good way for nonprofits to find the skills that they're looking for. The next part is telling us what kinds of causes you're interested in. So whether it's animal rescue, humanitarian aid, you can click as many different causes as you're personally passionate about. And then finally, there's an area for technologies and tags. So if you're, have a very specific, for instance, a computer language or a framework that you want to do, or any other kind of tag that helps people find your unique skills, we have 500 different tags that are in our database. That's from the Nerdery's skill grid, so it's pretty comprehensive. But if you don't see what you want with the pre-populating, then you can always add your own, and we'll just keep adding to the database with more and more tags. And that's all there is to it. All right, once you've done that, once you have your profile filled out, you are ready to start looking around and seeing what kinds of nonprofits and needs are out there. So these are some of the nonprofits. This is the live site. We launched it yesterday as the public demo or public beta. So there's not a ton to choose from yet. That's where you're going to come in. We'll talk about that in a minute. So here we're looking at the different nonprofits that are available. You can read a little bit about each one. There's a detail screen too. But if you're just not quite sure you want to keep an eye on one, you can click the little plus sign in the corner of any of the ones that look interesting, and that will allow you to follow that nonprofit. That means that you can get alerts when anytime that nonprofit has a new need or a new project available. All right. Okay. So now we're going to skip over and take a look at what nonprofits are seeing at the same time, that other way to log in as a nonprofit, so they can create a new need. One of the things we've heard from nonprofits is they have no idea how to describe their need or estimate the scope of their projects. So we've created some starter packs for them. These are a few that fill in some of the details about their project. They can modify from those, but it gives them a good starting point. Here we're just starting with a phone consultation. 1 hour, just talk to me on the phone about something. We'll fill in a little bit about what it is, a short description, a long description, and then we'll be able to describe a little bit more specifics about what skills are required to do this project. And the skills needed, you can see some of them are already filled in, and the technologies and tags, we can add or subtract that. And this one is, of course, just a 1 hour consultation, so that's pre-filled in. They're going to submit that for approval. Our team at the Nerdery Foundation then takes a look at it, make sure it's going to make sense for the technology community as a whole, and then we'll work with the nonprofit and edit that project request if it needs a little massaging before it's available for nerds to see. All right, and that's the main guts of it. At this point, a nerd is going to be able to go into any of the needs. At the top, we're going to click over to needs, see a new project, and as soon as we click in to see the details of that project, we'll be able to volunteer for the need. That sends a notification to the nonprofit that somebody's interested in helping them out, and they get to respond. That's everything in the MVP right now. From a technology perspective, this was built pretty old school. It uses PHP on a custom MVC framework. The front end is straight HTML5, CSS3, CSS animations, and then, of course, some jQuery for some of the interactions. Let me see. Do I want to say anything else about that? Oh, I should say what I want from you guys. All right. So to recap then, this is really the only volunteer app on the market that's specifically for the technology community, and we're really proud of that. It provides any project, any size for any technology, but it's really built for our technology community to bring us together. As I mentioned, we're in beta. We're looking for 2 things from you. 1, please sign up. Even if you're not available for a project right now, you can set up your profile and become part of the community so that you, when you are between jobs or have an interest in learning a new technology, you'll be all set to participate. Joining the community allows nonprofits to see how strong and how vibrant our technology community is. So I really encourage you to sign up. It's live now. It's at nerdkind.org. And the second thing is, of course, we have a whole lot more than we want to do outside of just the MVP. A lot of plans for cool new modules for this. And so for that, we do need sponsors. We need sponsors for both NerdKind and for our 2018 events. This will also be the way that you'll be able to sign up for our future events. So if you have a corporate connection or think your company may be interested in sponsoring us, feel free to contact us both on the website, or we have a contact us form on NerdKind as well. Thank you so much.